Alright, guys, we're continuing on with Curious George. Oops, wrong way. After a good meal and a good pipe, George felt very tired. He crawled into bed and fell asleep at once. Well, yeah. Oh boy. The next morning, the man telephoned the zoo. George watched him. He was fascinated. Then the man went away. George was curious. He wanted to telephone too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What fun. Who's George calling? Ding-a-ling-a-ling. George had telephoned the fire station. The firemen rushed to the telephone. Hello, hello, they said, but there was no answer. Then they looked for the signal on the big map that showed where the telephone call had come from. They didn't know it was George. They thought it was a real fire. Hurry, 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 the firemen jumped onto the fire engines and onto the hook and ladder. Ding-a-ling-a-dong-dong. Everyone out of the way. Hurry, hurry, hurry. There they go. Off to the fire. The firemen rushed into the house. They opened their doors. No fire. Only a naughty little monkey. Oh, catch him, they cried. George tried to run away. He almost did, but he got caught in the telephone wire and a thin fireman caught one arm and a fat fireman caught the other. You fooled the fire department, they said. We will have to shut you up where you can't do any more harm. They took him away and shut him in a prison. Aw, whacking up a monkey. What abuse. George wanted to get out. He climbed up to the window to try the bars. Just then the watchman came in. He got on the wooden bed to catch George, but he was too big and heavy. The bed tipped up. The watchman fell over, and quick as lightning, George ran out through the open door. He hurried through the building and out onto the roof, and then he was lucky to be a monkey. Out he walked on the telephone wire, quickly and quietly over the guard's head. George walked away. He was free. Monkey on the run. Down in the streets outside the prison wall, soon a balloon man, a little girl, stood a balloon man. A little girl bought a balloon for her brother. George watched. He was curious again. He felt he must have a bright red balloon. He reached over and tried to help himself, but he let them all go. Instead of one balloon, the whole bunch broke loose. And in an instant, the wind whisked them all away, and with them went George, holding tight with both hands. Up he sailed, light and light, higher and higher. The houses looked like toy houses, and the people looked like dolls. George was frightened. He held on very tight. At first the wind blew in great gusts, then it quieted. Finally it stopped blowing altogether. George was very tired. Down he went, bump onto the top of the traffic light. Everyone was surprised. The traffic got all mixed up. George didn't know what to do, and then he heard someone call, George. He looked down and saw his friend, the man with the big yellow hat. George was very happy. The man was happy too. George slid down the post, and the man with the big yellow hat put him under his arm. Then he paid the balloon man for all the balloons, and then George and the man climbed into the car, and at last away they went. To the zoo. What a nice place for George to live. Alright, that's the end of that story. We love you guys.